All right. So are you ready for some serious intrigue? Because today we are diving deep into the Celestine Prophecy.
Oh, this is a fun one.
It is. You
Yeah.
guys handed us this wild blend of adventure and spirituality,
Yeah.
and we are so excited to break it down. Not just the story itself, but what it might mean, for you listening right now.
What I think is so fascinating about the Celestine Prophecy and Redfield's approach is, he weaves this narrative that suggests we are at the precipice of a massive shift in human consciousness. And this book is kind of like a guide, almost like he's saying, this isn't just fiction, this is happening right now.
And it starts right away. Like from page 1, boom.
Yeah.
We meet Charlene.
Right.
And she has this restlessness.
Right.
This real sense of searching for something more. Have you ever felt that? I'm not talking about just being bored on a Tuesday afternoon, but like a deeper, like the whole world is whispering some kind of secret that you just can't quite hear yet.
Totally. And that's the brilliance of that first insight, right? It's tapping into this universal yearning, something I think a lot of people feel, but they might not have the words for.
Right.
It's that deep down sense that there's got to be more to life than what we're seeing on the surface.
And Charlene's living it.
Yeah.
She hears about this ancient manuscript. It's called the Celestine Prophecy. And, she's skeptical.
Of course.
I mean, come on, an ancient manuscript that like predicts this global shift in consciousness sounds like a tall tale, right?
Yeah.
But then, bam, somebody swipes her briefcase in broad daylight.
And it's not just any theft. It's so brazen, like the way Redfield describes it.
Bold.
It's bold. This isn't some petty crime. It sets this tone of high stakes right from the get-go. It makes you wonder, like, who's behind it? What do they want? Do they want what she knows or maybe what she's about to know? It makes you question, like, the power of information. Right.
Especially because that stolen briefcase, it becomes this, like, recurring symbol.
Oh, yeah.
It weaves its way through the entire book.
Totally.
It just adds to that whole, like, nothing is as it seems kind of vibe.
100%.
So Charlene tells you, the reader, about this priest that she met in Peru. He was the one who clued her in about this whole manuscript in the first place.
Right.
And apparently, even just like talking about it is risky business.
Yeah, and that's no throwaway detail either. It instantly raises the question, why? What makes this knowledge so dangerous? Why is it so important to keep it under wraps? He's framing it like forbidden knowledge, something that people are willing to fight, even hurt others, to control.
And you as the reader, you are hooked at this point. You've got ancient manuscripts, these shadowy figures, talk of global transformation. I mean, who wouldn't be?
Totally.
So naturally, you book a flight to Peru, like 3 hours later.
Right.
You're on your way to Lima. Talk about a leap of faith.
Yeah, it's the first insight at work, though.
It is.
That restless energy that Charlene was feeling, it's ignited something in you, too. It's not just being impulsive. It's like your intuition's telling you that this journey is important, even if you don't know why yet.
And as if on cue, you bump into Dobson. Remember Dobson?
Oh, yeah.
On the flight to Lima.
How convenient, right?
The professor who is also hunting for this mysterious manuscript. What are the chances, right? It's like the universe is nudging you two together.
That's the beauty of these coincidences, as the book calls them. It makes you question if anything is truly random or if there's something, a deeper orchestration at play. Like, we're all connected somehow.
And Dobson's story, I mean, talk about a wild ride. He met a priest in Peru who was desperately trying to, like, protect this manuscript, right?
Yeah.
But from the government this time, they see it as a threat, something to be squashed.
Public suppressed, yeah.
Dobson even went searching for clues in this old storage building where this priest supposedly, like, hung out. Talk about dedication.
Right. It just goes to show how high the stakes are. The plot's thickening at this point, right?
Yes.
We're getting these glimpses of the manuscript's power, like these whispers through time.
That's true. And just when you think things can't get any weirder, Dobson drops, like this bombshell. The second insight?
Here we go.
He suggests that reality, like what we perceive as reality, is not what we think it is. And that we're so caught up in our routines, our daily grind, that we've lost sight of the bigger questions. Why are we here? What is this all about anyway?
It's so easy to get caught up in the day, right?
It is.
But this insight, it challenges our everyday thinking. It suggests that just because we can't see something or touch it doesn't mean it's not real. Have you ever felt like there's more to the universe than meets the eye? This insight is kind of asking you to consider, what if you're right?
I like that. And it's not just, philosophical. It's like he compares our time to the Middle Ages, almost.
Yeah.
We're so gung-ho about progress and technology and building the next big thing. But have we lost that spiritual connection, that sense of wonder about the universe? It really makes you think.
Yeah, it's like we're in a new age of exploration, but instead of, sailing across oceans, we're peering deeper into ourselves and into the fabric of reality. And Dobson even hints that science is like on the verge of breakthroughs that could totally turn our understanding of the universe upside down.
Which leads us to the third insight in your time at Vicente, this secluded estate where, I don't know, it seems like some serious cutting-edge stuff is happening.
Right. It's like you're stepping into a microcosm of that global shift the book keeps hinting at.
Ex-
It becomes this hub of exploration where people are experimenting with new ways of seeing the world. And it's not about rejecting science, but like expanding it, looking at energy and consciousness in ways that we're just beginning to grasp.
Like Sarah and her research on plants.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about your grandma's gardening advice here.
Right.
She's talking about how our thoughts, our intentions, can actually impact the physical world.
Like literally, yeah. It's like those studies where people send good vibes to plants and they flourish, except here it's backed by hard data.
Exactly.
So it's like, whoa, okay, maybe there's something to this.
And then there's this whole concept of beauty. Like the third insight suggests that it's not just about aesthetics. It's not just about what's pleasing to the eye, but it's a doorway to perceiving this deeper energy field that connects everything. You remember that scene, like you're on the knoll and the colors seem more vibrant. Everything's like buzzing with life.
That feeling of awe, that's not just your brain like in pretty lights. It's like you're tapping into something bigger for a moment.
And you actually see these energy fields,
Yeah.
right? It's not just a hunch. It's a full-on visual experience. You're with Sarah and Phil, and boom, everything is shimmering, this luminous light.
It's like the world went from black and white to high definition color.
Yes. It's like, oh my gosh, it's real.
Exactly. And it's a turning point in the story, I think, for anyone on a journey like this. That moment when skepticism crumbles because you've had this firsthand experience of something beyond the ordinary.
It's undeniable.
It's undeniable.
But, and this is where things take a little bit of turn, just as you're wrapping your head around this whole energy thing, the fourth insight throws a curveball. Control dramas.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's like, oh no, not this.
Right.
This idea that we're all like competing for energy, often unconsciously through these like weird patterns of behavior.
Yeah. This is where the human element gets messy. Because we all want to feel safe, powerful, loved, right?
Of course.
But this insight suggests that sometimes we go about it in ways that actually drain energy from others instead of finding it within ourselves.
And who better to guide you through this sort of shadow side of things than Will, right?
I know, right?
Dobson vanishes, poof,
Yeah.
gone. And then this like mysterious new mentor figure appears. And he does not sugarcoat things.
Nope.
He introduces you to this whole concept of control dramas and how they play out in our relationships.
Yeah, he's like that friend who tells you the truth even when it's uncomfortable,
Yes, exactly.
But you need to hear it.
You need to hear it.
He's acting like a mirror, reflecting back those subtle ways you might be trying to control situations or people to, like, get your needs met.
Oh, yeah.
And we all do it.
We do.
It's part of being human.
Like that super tense encounter with Renaud, the academic.
Oh, I remember Renaud.
It's like he sucks the energy out of every room he walks into,
100%.
demanding attention, validation, feeding off the reactions of others.
Classic control drama.
Right. And the book dives even deeper, describing all these different types.
Yeah.
The intimidator, the poor me, the aloof.
Right, like a whole playbook of these unconscious tactics we use to try to feel safe and in control.
Oh, it's so true. I bet you're thinking of people right now.
Oh, yeah.
But the real kicker is you, the reader. Discover your own control drama.
Oh.
Your own go-to pattern for, like, trying to manipulate energy. Not a fun realization.
It's humbling, but it's also liberating, right?
It is.
Because once you see it, you can start to make different choices.
You can break free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like realizing you've been playing this character in your own life, and now you have the power to write a new script.
Yes, exactly. So you start digging deeper, working with Will and later with Father Sanchez, to try to unravel how your control drama developed. And the book talks a lot about family dynamics, right?
Right.
How our parents' own patterns get passed down even if we don't realize it.
Oh, yeah.
It's heavy stuff, but important.
It is. It's about understanding where those patterns came from. Not to place blame, but to break free. And this is where I think the Celestine Prophecy goes beyond just being a good story. It becomes a tool for self-awareness and growth.
I love that. And, once you start to, like, question those old habits, those old patterns, things really start to shift in the story.
Yeah, you're really hitting your stride at this point.
You find yourself on the run from the Peruvian military.
Oh yeah, things get real.
Talk about intense, right? But in the middle of all that chaos, this incredible thing happens. You end up alone on this mountain ridge, and it's like the whole experience just like blasts open this new level of awareness.
It's like you're catapulted into this other realm almost. The Celestine Prophecy goes beyond self-help here and into this like mystical experience.
Yeah.
Because you describe this feeling of expanded consciousness, right? Of being connected to everything in the universe.
Yeah, it's powerful.
There's even that part where you talk about remembering the universe's evolution, like you're witnessing the birth of stars firsthand. It's intense.
It's like the book is saying, look, there's so much more to you than you think. You talk about feeling lighter than air, like gravity has lessened its grip, and the mountains in the distance, they feel close enough to touch. It's like a taste of that higher energy that the manuscript keeps hinting at.
A little glimpse of what's possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're back at the mission, and the priests there, they teach you how to, like, consciously connect with this universal energy field.
Yeah.
Not just sort of bumping into it randomly, but like actively cultivating it, you know? Like it's a muscle you can train. And instead of constantly competing for energy, it's about tapping into this endless source.
Right. It changes the whole game.
It does. And man, does that shift impact your relationships, especially romantic ones. You meet Marjorie and Vicente, and whoa, things get intense
Fast.
immediately. It's like a whirlwind of passion and attraction and, you know, all the drama that comes with that. It's like a crash course in the highs and lows of love.
And the Celestine Prophecy doesn't shy away from that messier side of relationships. It shows how easy it is to become dependent on another person's energy, to seek your sense of worth and completion from them.
Right.
But that's a recipe for disaster, you know? Because then you get these power struggles and it blocks you from connecting with that universal source.
You learn that the hard way, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
But it's through those tough experiences that you gain this even deeper understanding of what love really is.
Yeah.
Right? It's not about neediness or trying to control the other person. It's about two whole individuals coming together, each connected to that source, able to give and receive love freely.
Exactly. That's the ideal. And that leads us to the 9th insight, which paints a picture of a future where humanity has actually embraced this, like, conscious evolution.
Okay, so paint me a picture. What does that look like?
Okay, imagine a world with a smaller, more mindful population, where we're living in harmony with nature. Work is about purpose, not just survival. It's like this beautiful utopia.
It really is.
Ah.
Like, the book drops us right into this idyllic vision of what's possible.
Yeah.
And then, just when you think you've got it all figured out, there's mention of a 10th insight, this final piece of the puzzle. But it's shrouded in mystery.
I know. It's like, come on, Redfield, you can't just leave us hanging.
Right.
But it's like that 10th insight is the great unknown. It's like the next step in our collective journey, and it reminds us to stay curious, you know?
Yeah, don't get complacent.
Yeah, keep exploring, because there's always more to discover, both within ourselves and in the universe.
So there you have it. The Celestine Prophecy. A wild ride from start to finish, from skepticism to mystical experiences, from the depths of control dramas to, like, the peak of conscious evolution. It makes you question everything, doesn't it?
It really does. It's like a call to action, this invitation to see ourselves and the world differently. What if we actually took the premise of the Celestine Prophecy to heart? What if our lives could become these grand adventures, guided by a universe that wants us to thrive? Something to ponder, right?
Absolutely. And that's what I think a good deep dive does.
It gets those wheels turning.
It does. It sparks your curiosity. It challenges those assumptions that you didn't even know you had. And sometimes it leaves you with more questions than answers. But that's okay, right?
Exactly. Keep searching.
Keep searching. So if any of this resonated with you, if you've had your own encounters with the extraordinary, with these unexplainable synchronicities, we'd love to hear about it. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep your eyes open for those meaningful coincidences, because you never know. They might just be leading you to your own Celestine prophecy.